Let me tell you something most women never hear. Men don't fall in love because of beauty. They don't fall in love because of intimacy. And they definitely don't fall in love because you're perfect. They fall in love when their brain changes. Attraction is chemistry, but attachment is neurology. And if you don't understand how a man bonds psychologically, you might accidentally trigger desire, without ever triggering devotion. On this channel, we don't guess, we decode. Tonight, I'm going to show you 7 feminine behaviors that literally rewire a man's brain for love. Not manipulation, not games, not pretending to be someone you're not, but specific emotional patterns that make his nervous system associate you with safety, reward, and meaning. And once that wiring happens, love becomes automatic. The psychology frame. Before we get into the 7 behaviors, you need to understand something important. A man's brain runs on 4 main emotional chemicals: dopamine, excitement, pursuit, anticipation; oxytocin, bonding and attachment; cortisol, stress; serotonin, emotional stability. Most women are very good at triggering dopamine. That's attraction, that's chemistry, that's butterflies. But butterflies don't build long-term love. Love forms when emotional excitement is combined with emotional safety. Here's the formula. Emotional safety plus emotional investment plus emotional contrast equals love wiring. If a man feels relaxed around you, challenged by you, and emotionally rewarded by you, his brain begins to associate you with long-term attachment. Now let's break down the 7 behaviors that create that shift. Behavior number 1, calm emotional stability. This one is underrated. Men are biologically wired to scan for chaos, not because they're dramatic, but because instability signals risk. If every small inconvenience becomes a crisis, if a delayed text turns into a meltdown, if minor disagreements escalate into emotional storms, his brain registers one thing: stress. And stress activates cortisol. But when you handle situations with calm emotional control, something powerful happens. Imagine this scenario. The restaurant gets your order wrong. The traffic is terrible. Plans change last minute. Do you spiral? Or do you smile and say, well, looks like the universe had other plans. Let's improvise. That moment matters. When you regulate your emotions instead of reacting impulsively, his nervous system relaxes. His body literally feels safer around you. And here's the key line. A man falls in love with the woman his nervous system can rest around. Drama creates dopamine spikes, but calm creates long-term bonding. He may chase chaos, but he commits to peace. Behavior number 2, selective vulnerability. Now let's talk about vulnerability. There are 2 extremes: oversharing trauma on the second date, or being emotionally locked like a bank vault. Neither builds attachment. The sweet spot is selective vulnerability. This means revealing meaningful parts of yourself gradually. When you share something personal but not overwhelming, you activate something deep inside him, the protection instinct. Men bond to what they protect. When you say something like, "Sometimes I overthink things," it's something I'm working on. You're not collapsing emotionally. You're inviting him into your world. And when he steps into that space, he feels needed, and needed becomes bonded. But here's the key. Vulnerability must be balanced with strength. If he feels responsible for stabilizing your entire emotional world, he feels pressure. If he feels trusted with something meaningful, he feels connection. There's a difference. The first drains him, the second attaches him. Behavior number 3, respectful playfulness. Playfulness is emotional glue, not mockery, not sarcasm that cuts, but warm teasing. For example, he says he goes to the gym 5 times a week. You smile and say, "Oh, really? I'll need to see evidence of this." Light tone, soft eye contact, tiny smile. That's playful tension. Playfulness triggers dopamine, but without threat, and that's important. If teasing feels disrespectful, his ego goes into defense mode. If teasing feels affectionate, his brain registers stimulation and safety at the same time. That combination is powerful, because men fall in love with women who feel safe, but never boring, stimulating, but never humiliating. Playfulness keeps attraction alive while bonding deepens. It says, "I like you, I'm comfortable with you, and I'm not intimidated by you." That energy rewires faster than you think. Behavior number 4, non-chasing energy. Now let's address something uncomfortable. Over-pursuing kills dopamine. If you double text constantly, over-explain your feelings, try to lock it down too early. Panic when he pulls back slightly. You remove anticipation, and anticipation is what fuels emotional investment. Dopamine spikes when there is uncertainty, effort, reward after pursuit. When everything is easily available, the reward system goes quiet. But when you have your own life, when you sometimes end conversations first, when you don't immediately respond to every emotional fluctuation, his brain activates the reward-seeking system. He leans forward, and here's the truth. If he doesn't have to earn you, he doesn't emotionally wire to you. This is not about playing games. It's about maintaining self-respect. Desperation signals imbalance. Calm detachment signals value, and value activates pursuit. Behavior number 5, deep attentive listening. This one surprises almost everyone. Men are not used to being deeply heard. Most conversations men have are transactional, work-related, surface level, problem-solving. Very rarely does someone sit with them and genuinely listen without interrupting, correcting, or redirecting. When you maintain eye contact, ask thoughtful follow-up questions, remember details from previous conversations, let him finish without competing, his brain registers something powerful. I matter here. And when a man feels understood, oxytocin increases. Yes, the bonding hormone. It's not just triggered by physical touch. It's triggered by emotional validation. For example, he tells you about a stressful meeting. Instead of saying, "You should have done this," you say, "That sounds frustrating. What part bothered you the most?" Now he's not being judged. He's being seen. And here's the truth. When a man feels understood by a woman, he becomes emotionally attached to her perspective. Because most people don't offer that space. But the woman who does, she becomes rare. And rare becomes unforgettable. Behavior. Number 6, controlled physical warmth. Now, let's talk about physical connection. There's a massive difference between sexual intensity and affectionate warmth. Sex triggers dopamine. Affection triggers oxytocin. Both are important, but oxytocin is what builds attachment. Small things matter more than dramatic ones. A gentle touch on his arm during conversation, resting your head on his shoulder, slow, steady eye contact when he's talking, a soft smile instead of exaggerated excitement. These signals tell his nervous system this is safe. And when physical warmth exists outside of intimacy, when it's not always leading somewhere, his brain associates you with comfort. That's when bonding deepens. If passion only exists during high-intensity moments, attachment stays shallow. But if warmth exists in quiet moments, love forms. And here's something subtle. Men bond through repeated exposure to calm affection. Not dramatic grand gestures, not emotional roller coasters. Consistency. Consistency builds wiring. Behavior number 7, admiration without idolizing. This one is critical. Men crave admiration, but they lose respect for idolization. If you constantly praise him excessively, overvalidate him, or act like he can do no wrong, something strange happens. His brain stops associating effort with reward, because the reward is automatic. But when you notice his effort, acknowledge his leadership, appreciate specific behaviors, you create reinforcement. For example, instead of saying, "You're amazing," you say, "I like how you handled that situation. That was impressive." Now his brain links effort to recognition to emotional reward. That's conditioning, and men repeat behaviors that earn admiration. But here's the key balance. Admire him without shrinking yourself. Respect him without pedestalizing him. Because the moment admiration turns into dependency, polarity disappears, and polarity is what maintains attraction. Healthy admiration strengthens commitment, unbalanced admiration weakens it. The integration. Now let's zoom out. What do all 7 behaviors have in common? They create 3 core experiences inside his brain. 1, his nervous system relaxes around you. 2, his effort feels rewarded by you. 3, his identity feels respected by you. Attraction makes him want you. Emotional safety makes him stay. Admiration makes him commit. Love is not random. It is patterned repetition of emotional reward. If every time he interacts with you, he feels calm, seen, appreciated, slightly challenged, gently desired, his brain begins associating you with emotional stability. And emotional stability is what men build futures around. What breaks the wiring? Now let's talk about what destroys attachment. Because bonding is delicate. Here are the most common mistakes. Emotional volatility. Constant criticism, public disrespect, over-pursuing, weaponized vulnerability. If he starts associating you with stress, embarrassment, pressure, unpredictability, his brain protects itself, and protection mode shuts down bonding. It doesn't mean he stops being attracted, it means he stops attaching, and that difference is huge. This is brainy facts. If this helped you understand men on a deeper level, make sure you subscribe, because understanding the brain changes the game. I'll see you in the next video.